Few realize the power that the mind has over the body. A great deal of the sickness which affects humanity has its origin in the mind and can only be cured by restoring the mind to health. All need to become acquainted with that most wonderful of all organisms, the human body. They should understand the function of the various organs and the dependence of one upon another for the health action of all. They should study the influence of the mind upon the body and of the body upon the mind and the laws of which they are governed. So we really need to know about this. And before you make any changes, it's really important that, as a disclaimer, be sure to check with your mental health care provider before stopping any medications to use herbal remedies. And the herbal remedies should be complemented with a diet, a change of diet, exercise, and relaxation. Some of us don't take any time to put our feet up. And we do have to take some time to make sure we eat the right things and take a walk in the sunshine. We just have to get out. Even if we do gardening, hour and a half of gardening is about the same as an hour of walking. So we need to be out. Working in the dirt, believe it or not, does improve serotonin levels in the brain. This boosts the happy hormones. Those are the happy hormones. Ginkgo biloba, and that's the one that brings a lot of oxygen to the brain. This improves the circulation and helps protect neurons from toxins. Now you might see the trees in the parks, those bright yellow trees, are ginkgo biloba trees. They look like this. They are in the fall. The whole tree is yellow. The leaves, those are ginkgos. And they're beautiful. That's what we have the herb, but those are the leaves that you can make a tea and drink with. Gotu kola reduces mental fatigue. These are herbs for the mental health. Okay. Kava, it is used generalized for anxiety, acute anxiety. Now, the contraindication is that if you have liver disease, pregnant, or taking antidepressants, barbiturates, sleeping pills, any of these things, then you don't take the kava. Valerian, used for reduced depression caused by anxiety. Passion flower, that needed to be highlighted. Passion flower is used for anxiety and insomnia, general anxiety disorders, central nervous system, like calming and relaxing. I don't know, a lot of herb stores will have the passion flower. And it has anticonvulsive activity, decreased muscle spasms. Lemon balm, and this lemon balm, another good thing about lemon balm, it can keep you ageless. It can keep you from getting old. So it might be good to take some lemon balm tea.
You took the secret away from me.
Yeah. Okay, got the secret. You got the secret. Anxiety with depression is good for that. Effective in mild to moderate anxiety disorders. About 70%. Improves sleep issues, 85% of the cases. Digestive issues and headaches. Skullcap. Calming. Gentle to the nervous system, relieves tension and stress, calms the whirlwind mind. It's used at night before bed. Get you to go to sleep. Because many times the reason why we can't sleep is because we have so many things going on in our brain we're thinking about. Chamomile, calming to the nervous system and digestive system, reduces generalized anxiety disordered symptoms like phobias and panic disorders. So chamomile, and the word is really a pretty word for mental stuff, it's mild, chamomile. It's good for social anxiety disorders, separation anxiety disorders, post-traumatic stress, obs- um, obsessive compulsive disorders. Now, in this part of the study that I've had, it does talk, Brother Demi, I just want to tell you how important the gut is to the mental thing. So it confirms your research. Lavender is very common. I always tell my friends who are not feeling right in the mind, or I would have them put some lavender on the side of their head, the forehead, and their temples, and say a prayer and relax, and it makes all the big difference in the world. It's good for nervous exhaustion, insomnia. You can put a little bit on your pillow. Effective as anti-anxiety medication in adults with generalized anxiety disorders. Okay. Oats. Oats is another word known as milky oats or oat straw. It's different from the oats that we usually use. It's good for anxiety. You make a tea with it. It's very common and strengthens the nervous system and relieves stress. It's amazing how the Lord has so many different herbs for these disorders, and it's because not everything is found in every part of the world. So He's put many things different places for everybody. And the oats will also enhance cognition, aids digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces inflammation, which is a good thing. Ashwagandha, very good to relax you at night. A good smooth tea. Stress-induced nerve exhaustion, and it's good recovery, physical performance, insomnia, depleted immune system, so it helps boost your immune system back. Improves resistance towards stress, reduces stress hormones. And those cortisol, you get too anxious about things, it reduces those hormones. St. John's wort, effective as conventional and antidepressant with fewer side effects. Reduces cortisol, increases levels of serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, and improving mood. Caution, should not be combined with antidepressant because it is so you don't want to mix it. You don't want to mix these with antidepressants. It causes serotonin syndrome. Interesting. On the other side, more about St. John's wort. It reduces the effectiveness of blood thinners.
That's the contraindication.
That's what that is.
This St. John's wort should not be recommended to people taking medication, period.
I know. For years I've been wary of St. John's wort because it's kind of strong.
If that's the only thing you're taking, you're fine. But if you're taking any other medication, it really reduces the effectiveness.
Right.
Or increases the...
It's a strong
just the way it works in the receptors of the body.
Mm-hmm. The turmeric, now I can talk about turmeric all day. It's good for everything. But it reduces inflammation. That's one of the main problems in everybody's body with a lot of pain. Inflammation. It even shrinks breast lumps. I've had testimony, big as a golf ball, gone in 3 weeks. Just turmeric over my butter rice, just rice with margarine, natural margarine, sprinkle turmeric 2 or 3 times a day. I ate rice. Just felt impressed to eat rice. I saw the turmeric in my big book when I was looking for a solution, and it had 12 different things, and I said, I can do the turmeric. And I bought the turmeric, and I sprinkled it and ate it, and something this big disappeared. So I know it works for pain, for all kinds of cancers. And believe it or not, I don't know if you all know Dr. Lee. He's a researcher who loves to research the food, Dr. Eli. He has a chart. On the chart, he has a a medication that they created to cure cancer. No, they have vitamin E as a top cancer killer. Then they have a medication they created. Then turmeric was the next of most effective. And he is a very bold doctor. He speaks to doctors all over the place, and he tells them about his research. He's not shying away about, oh, I shouldn't talk about the natural stuff. And he has a chart, and then comes down to all the cruciferous vegetables and everything. So they know how powerful the turmeric is. His last study I listened to, he said that if you take pure cranberry juice for about 8 days or so, you can get rid of anything. He's just really phenomenal. I just love listening to him because he's right, talking about the food. They designed this machine that analyzes the food. You know, God knew what secrets he put in his foods all these years. But now everybody's peeking in a little closer to examine what's going on. And my mom and I have come to the conclusion, it seems like every fruit or vegetable that has a leaf, they're finding out that the leaf is good. The fruit is good, so why wouldn't the leaf be good? When she was a little girl, they used to have them drink avocado leaves to put them to sleep. The children used to sleep, take a tea of avocado leaves, and they would sleep really peacefully. So it's really interesting. The turmeric reduces inflammation, antioxidant protects the neurons, increases brain-derived neurotoxic factor production. This gene provides instructions for making the protein found in the brain and the spinal cord, usually low in depressed patients. Antidepressant herb tea. Now, I just showed you the herbs, and you can combine 3 of these teas: chamomile, passion fruit, and valerian, or Siberian ginseng, ginkgo, and milky oats. And when you put herbs together, they have a synergistic effect. They'll be more powerful together than just by themselves. So it's nice to put 1 or 2 things together. And that goes for almost anything. Like, you know, we know that a lady is not as powerful as when she has a husband, or vice versa. The Bible talks about 2 together. Now, how do you do herbs? You know, we always talk about herbs, but it's really important to know how to prepare your herbs. Hard parts of the plant, such as the roots, the seeds, the rhizome, or the bark, you boil that for 15 minutes. And then steep for 4 hours. That's if you have a bark tea. The delicate parts of the plant, such as the leaves, the flowers, the buds, the stems, or the clusters, you bring the water to a boil. Then you drop the herb, the leaves or the flowers in the water, and you steep that for 3 hours. So if you have a combination herb, you would boil the hard parts first for 15 minutes, then add the delicate parts, and then you can draw that for 4 hours. In other words, sometimes I would soak the roots for a little while, so you can boil them by themselves because they need to boil, the hard part. And the plants only need to be, the flower and stuff, just need to be put in hot water so that you don't boil that's all you need to do. And just a little strategy about how to cope with depression here is called poise. Pose. Pause. The P is to pause. Stop. O, observe what's around you. Are you in danger? Is there anything going to happen? Is the trigger for anxiety really your problem or someone else's? And then the S is stay and soothe. Don't run away. Ask what I need to soothe myself right now. Take deep breaths to put yourself into a rest and relaxed state. E, embrace. That means accept that anxiety is part of human experience. Because everybody gets anxious for about 1 or 2 things. A test or, getting married or meeting somebody you think is interesting but you're not sure. Everything can make you anxious. And this is a little bonus I put in here because I wasn't sure if it was going to be covered, but I thought I'd just slip it in. Foods that affect brains is they have these tyramine and histamine. These age-spoiled fermented foods like cheese, meat, wine, alcohol, overripe fruits, and vegetables. And it's interesting that Cheryl says she likes to eat the bananas that are not real ripe. And I learned that we shouldn't be eating the bananas that are real ripe. They should be just yellow with just a little tinge of green still on it, but not. And I used to buy the really ripe ones and peel them and make smoothies with them. But
Still make banana bread?
yes, and banana bread. But they're not. They're pretty much on the spoiling side. We should really be eating the ones that are not too overripe. And we need to increase. Okay, the increasing stress reduces blood flow to the brain. That's what these things does. Tricks the brain to think there's a message, so it makes the brain confused. These fermented food. I know some of us have gotten into all of the kimchi and all that different stuff. It's fermented. It's almost like vinegar, rotten to the bone, rotten all the way. That's not good for the system. Tryptophan, tryptamine, it has cheese. The tryptamine in the fish, cheese, sausages, spoiled chicken, other meat and seafoods. These alter the mind and make you have nightmares, hallucinations, cause cancer and dementia. I know my sister, she had colorectal cancer, and they used to eat a lot of sausages and, the foods with the nitrates in it. And I know besides the fact that she wasn't getting any fresh air and she was stressed by different things, so she had all the factors that would create that problem. High fat in the diet can make the blood thick and sluggish. So the tryptophan foods, an essential amino acid, is a precursor to serotonin synthesis. So that's help you make the happy hormones. And there's some, and we won't need to go through how it's converted, but let's go down to the foods. Soybeans, these are foods that are good to eat. Soybeans, tofu, which is made from soybeans. Leafy greens, broccoli, quinoa, flax seeds, lentils, peanuts. Boil your peanuts preferably because peanuts are really a legume. Almonds, best nut. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, good for zinc, good for the men, good for parasites. Sesame seeds, it has a hormone in it. It has an amino acid in it that we hardly get, so we should do sesame seed as much as we can, or tahini. Hazelnuts, amaranth, walnuts, peas, bananas, oats, and omega-3. Those are your flax seeds again, or chia seeds. Just to keep you encouraged, just keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it is the abundance of life. So ask the Lord to preserve your heart. And whatever comes out, you can always check your heart. See what you're talking about. You know what's inside. And then if you need to stop, you slow down. For this is the covenant that I have made with the house of Israel after these days, says the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Hebrews 8:10. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is any praise, think on these things. I say this verse every day as part of my prayer, but I don't do the whatsoever. I just say, Father, let me think of whatever is sweet and kind and loving. So I take out the whatsoever and just add those, because you're asking Him to change you, to put these things in your heart. You don't have them naturally. There's so many nice things to ask Him for every day. Even love, joy, and peace, or long suffering for your family, and them for you. That's part of the fruits of the Spirit. Ask for that. Ask for His wisdom, knowledge, understanding. That's in Isaiah 9, Isaiah 11. Ask for that. The armor of God, Ephesians 6. Ask for that. See, so many things that we don't have. Every day we have to ask for. And for a sound mind. Just thank Him every day that when you open your eyes and say, Lord, I think I'm okay. Am I okay? Thank you for a sound mind. Thank you very much.